It is scary to think that we are just over a month away from All in London. It does not seem like too long ago that we were queuing outside Wembley Stadium, waiting to go in. My God, time is moving fast. What do I do now? Hello and welcome to FTTR, I am Hugh McQuaid, and today we are talking about All in London, kind of. Today we are talking about my list of 5 wrestling shows that you need to know about at All In Weekend and why you should attend them. But before we dive into that, please subscribe, please like this video, please comment your thoughts down below, and I'll try and reply to every single one of them as we dive into this. So All In is a great time to be a wrestling fan, particularly here in the UK, because as we saw last year, it just becomes a hub. That is what I feel like WrestleMania is over in the States. All In, being at Wembley Stadium and having these incredible shows be put on in the surrounding area. It was just goddamn fantastic. And I had an absolute blast attending the Progress show, the Defy show, and All in London. There's a lot of shows that are going on, a lot of stars coming across, a lot of promotions looking to put on the best show possible. And I think if you are a wrestling fan, now is the best time to branch out and check out promotions that you may not have heard of. And then maybe you'll be sucked into a crazily addictive and crazily fun world of independent wrestling. And that is what I'm here to talk about today. So, the way this list is going to work, it's going to be in chronological order. So we're going to start with the Friday, and then we're going to move all the way along to the events on the Monday. This is not any sort of ranking in how I view promotions. I view them all equally and with much love and respect. So, what are we going to talk about? Let's dive into the first one on the list. The first show of the weekend that I'm going to talk about takes place on Friday the 23rd of August, and that is Riot Cabaret's All Singing, All Dancing 2024. Now, I was unfortunately unable to attend the Riot Cabaret show last year because my partner, she went to the theatre, and I was like, I need something to do on the Friday, and I couldn't end up getting down to go to the Riot Cabaret show. It looked like an absolute hoot. But Riot Cabaret, yeah, it takes place at the Clapham Grand in London. It takes place on the Friday, and it's a very sort of showy version of professional wrestling from what I've seen. From what I've checked out on the clips that I've seen, it's very cabaret. How else can you put that? It's cabaret, it's showmanship, it's very, very entertaining. I've seen some of the matches from there, and I think they look really, really fun. And appearing at this event is Grado, who is incredibly big here. He had a big role at All In last year on the pre-show. So yeah, really check out if this is your sort of, if you're into the more pageantry and the more, showmanshipy, is that a word? Showmanshipy version of professional wrestling that we all love, then yeah, I'd highly recommend checking out All Singing, All Dancing if you want something to do on that Friday night, because it'll be an absolute bloody blast. Then we come on to the Saturday, August the 24th, and there is a big old combo show going on that day, and that is Attack Pro Wrestling, North Wrestling, and Hustle Wrestling, putting on 3 shows in one day, all caps, all day, pro wrestling. Now, this sounds very, very entertaining. I'm unfamiliar with Hustle Wrestling, I do apologise, but of the 3 promotions that are running that day, that is the one I'm least familiar with. Attack Pro Wrestling I follow on Instagram. I follow them, they're sort of South Wales area of pro wrestling. Mark Andrews does a lot of stuff for him, Flash Morgan Webster does a lot of stuff for Attack Pro Wrestling. I've always wanted to go one of their shows if they come down to the Midlands. And North Wrestling is really, really big in Newcastle. They just had, I think, their Thunderstruck event 2, which Tom Campbell was involved in, Joe Hendry was involved, Elijah was involved. They put on banging matches. I think the main event was Man Like DeReiss versus Leon Slater, and if that doesn't sound appetizing to you, then I don't think this is the video for you. So what are you doing? If you're looking for a day of just gorging on professional wrestling, having 3 shows in one day, that sounds like an absolute blast. It takes place at the Garage in London, And yeah, I think that sounds hella appealing to me. That sounds really like a really, really fun day. Like the thing with making this list, it's making me realise I want to go to all of these, but I can't, which is a shame. I know. But yes, check out All Caps All Day because it sounds like an absolute blast. The next event that I want to talk about is one that I am very, very excited for. Sadly, I will be unable to make this event. I'm gutted because this sounds so cool, and that is Pro Wrestling Eve and Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling, a crossover show happening at Conway Hall on Saturday. This sounds awesome. I've always wanted to go to a Pro Wrestling Eve show, and I've never been able to make them. I've been watching more Tokyo Joshi Pro on Wrestle Universe. One of their matches, one moment. So I keep a list of all my matches of the year, and from diving into Tokyo Joshi Pro, one of the matches that I absolutely loved was Miya Yamashita versus Miya Watanabe at Grand Princess. I wanted to get that in there because that is a fantastic match that I enjoyed from top to bottom. And yeah, you've got people like Sky Smithson here, Miya Yamashita is going to be there, you've got Nina Samuels, you've got all these talented female wrestlers looking to put on an absolute banger of a show. They've got an incredible poster. It looks really, really cool. And yeah, I think this sounds insane. I think this would be really fun if you're into like hard-hitting, strong style, into that Joshi style, or if you want to get exposed to the Joshi style and you haven't heard of how to watch it or where to go and check it out. This is a perfect opportunity for you. And yeah, if anyone goes to the Eve show, please let me know how it is because I'm gutted I can't make this one. The fourth event that I'm going to talk about is on the Saturday, and that is Rev Pro's 12th anniversary show at the Copperbox Arena. This sounds awesome. This sounds so cool. Rev Pro, I heard nothing but rave reviews for their 11-year anniversary show from last year, which had, I believe, Ospreay versus Shingo Takagi. I'm so excited for this. This is one that I am attending. I am attending the Copperbox show because I really wanted to go last year and I was unable to make it due to scheduling conflicts. So this was the one that was on my bucket list and I've managed to tick it off. They've got a main event of Luke Jacobs versus Michael Oku, which sounds just insane. I believe they've got Zack Sabre Jr. versus Hechicero, which is going to be insane as well. I'm so excited for this. I think it's going to be a fantastic show from top to bottom. As I said, taking place at the Copperbox Arena, which is, I don't know where it is in London because I don't live in London. You know, London is a scary place for me because I am from the Midlands, so it's scary to me. But yes, Copperbox Arena, you can get tickets now. This looks awesome. This looks so good. Then we have the Sunday in which All In is taking place. You've got stuff going down at the Box Park. You can get tickets for that with like DJs and interviews and stuff like that. Get access to merch and stuff. If you head down early, you can do all that good stuff as we wait for All In. I cannot wait. And the final show that I'm going to talk about, as this is a bank holiday, takes place on the Monday, and that is Progress Wrestling's Wrestling Never Sleeps. There has been one match announced for this, and it sounds like an absolute corker, and that is Kenta versus Ricky Knight Jr. My God, that sounds amazing. That sounds incredible. Now, I went to the Progress show last year. I had a whale of a time. Got to see Kenta versus Mark Haskins. That was a really, really great match. They're doing a lot of stuff with Defy. You'll probably get some people from Defy pop up there. You'll have ramifications from Luke Jacobs versus Kid Lycos, so you'll probably get a banging Luke Jacobs or Lycos match. Like, there's so much stuff that could happen at this Progress show from the stories that they have been telling. And I just think it sounds awesome. I think it sounds so cool. This one I'm undecided if I'm going. I'll have to work out my plans for the Monday, but because they are not made up yet. So potentially could show up here. But this sounds sick. This sounds sick. And that caps off what looks to be an incredible weekend of professional wrestling. Granted, I know there's probably tons of other indie shows that I've missed off. I do apologise. If you tweet at me, let me know all your indie shows that are going on. I'll try and give them a shout out on here because I love promoting indie wrestling. It is the best. And I want to know what you guys think down in the comments below. Are you going to any of these shows? Are you looking forward to any matches in particular? Let me know and I'll try and apply to every single one of them. Thank you all ever so much for your support and have a nice day.